Hey everybody, Paranormal Video Gamer here, and as you can see from the background, this is going to be my video review for Cyberpunk 2077 since launch, and I've got a lot of questions that people have asked me about the game from owning it as long as I have, and my pros and cons of owning the game and actually giving a little bit of an honest review. And that was my remote that just fell on the ground. So, all right. Again, I apologize for the shakiness of the camera. I just kind of wanted to get this up because it's going to be a very busy week for me. I'm going to be working probably about 60 to 62 hours this week. So it's not going to leave me a lot of time to do reviews and other things. And I just want to get this review up just so you guys understand where I'm coming from. So, as a lot of people know, and I've talked about this on Gamehead Radio, where Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be this massive hit that CD Projekt Red was going to be releasing. Everybody was hyped for it. Everybody had been waiting a long time for it. And then it got delayed. And then a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people were, well, why is it delayed? Why can't they just release it? And I had said a couple times on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, just let it, be delayed. It's okay. I'd rather have a solid game, an amazing game with no bugs, no glitches before it launches. And a couple months later, it got delayed again. And I understood why it got delayed again because they showed off some gameplay and it was a little choppy. I'm not going to lie. The frame rate was kind of a little odd and it didn't seem like it was ready yet. Then a bunch of people, again on Twitter, were yelling and screaming and complaining that Cyberpunk is never going to get released and we're never going to be able to play this game. And, how dare CD Projekt Red, make a game that isn't ready to launch? And how dare they, not release the game when it's almost practically done or it is completely done. They just being stupid and they don't want to release it. Then CD Projekt Red did what I didn't think they'd do. I honestly think that they were going to keep the game for another 6 months, work on it. Then they released Cyberpunk 2077. And a lot of people that had been waiting for it, that had been intensely trying to get it to get released. People that were complaining. You know who you are out there. A lot of people that were complaining were saying, oh my god, they released a game that was broken, glitches, bugs. How dare they? How dare they release a game that is fundamentally broken and unplayable? So I went on Twitter and I looked in my messages and I saw this one particular message that had been from before. And I think I posted it before the game actually got released. It might have been afterwards, and I'm not 100% sure because I can't go back right now because obviously recording video. But it was either before or after the game got launched. I opened up my box in my Twitter and I saw this person had sent me a message saying, how dare you tell them to delay the game? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to find out where you are. I'm going to gut you. And I posted that tweet. I posted it to Twitter, and a bunch of people, especially from the development team, they were awesome. They were very cool. They're like, we're doing the best we can. We're sorry that this happened to you. And I get that. I'm used to what I like to call background noise. I'm used to that because I'm a gamer. I'm used to people disagreeing with me, and that's cool that somebody had a disagreement with me saying that I think CD Projekt Red should have delayed the game by about 6 months. I think 6 months, maybe 8 months, and I think that the game would have been perfect at launch. I think that we wouldn't even have had any type of issue. Well, it wasn't perfect when it first came out, and it's been slowly improving. There are some things that are in the game that are glitches and bugs, but nothing right at this moment, on this day, May 30th, 2021. There's nothing that can make this game what I would consider a game breaking glitch. There are some really funny glitches and bugs that you're going to experience in this game. And there are some things that you're going to see that you're just going to be like, what the hell was that? But it's in a good way. It's not in a negative way. Has there been some crazy things that have happened to me during gameplay? Yes, I've fallen through the map a few times. I had a thing where there was a glitch. It was a really funny glitch. I was playing the one day, and one of the people that I was with, he was kind of like hanging off to the side, and he gets hit by a car. Car runs right into him. I'm standing there watching this whole thing. Bunch of people are screaming, and right as you turn around, all the people disappear, including the guy that got hit. He's nowhere to be found. The next thing I know, I see that when he reappears, he's actually in the car that hit him, and he's driving now. Then when he gets to about halfway up, he disappears again, and the car is driving itself. There's no person actually in the car, and I wish we would have gotten this on video, because for probably 20 minutes I laughed my ass off. Like, well, that guy hit you with the car, so I guess the car is now your reward. It's glitches like this that make Cyberpunk 2077 a lot of fun. But, again, there are some glitches that are going to frustrate you. There is a glitch where if you get hit enough times by a bullet, sometimes you will, especially if you're leaning against a building or walking towards a building to try to get away, sometimes the glitch will happen where you fall through the map or you fall through the building and you're inside the building in an area that is outside the normal gameplay and they can't hit you, but you can't get out of the building. It has happened to me once or twice. But luckily, I found a little trick with a lot of these glitches. About every 20 minutes of gameplay, I recommend saving the game. Okay, you save the game, something were to happen, you only are losing about, on average, about 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes of gameplay. So you just exit out of the game, reload your save, and you're good to go. 5 minutes is nothing in the Cyberpunk 2077. It is actually a lot better than it was at launch. I have to admit, there are times where, again, there are funny glitches or things that happen in the game, and I kind of laugh and shrug it off. And it's fun. It is a fun game, especially some of the tweaking they've done with the cops now. In the very beginning, the cops were completely ruthless. They had transporter machines that would literally transport them right next to you. And a lot of times they were invisible cops. So, like, you get a cop that would show up and then all of a sudden they would go invisible and you couldn't see where they were coming from. And it's cool that they've changed a lot of things. They've made the game a lot more stable. But there are some negative things about the game. So what are some of the negative things? First negative thing is the money system that they've implemented in the game. I've noticed that sometimes you get a lot of it from completing missions and side quests and things like that. And then sometimes you'll get I don't know if it's a glitch or a bug, sometimes you'll get no money whatsoever. There's nothing on the screen that says, oh, congratulations, you did this. And you get absolutely nothing. It's frustrating because money is kind of interesting to come by, so to speak. So money in the glitch is kind of odd, and I wish that they would have a thing where you make a lot of money in certain, missions or things like that. So that's one negative of the game. The other negative of the game is some of the weapons feel a little dated. You go to shoot someone because you're trying to defend yourself, let's say, for example, and sometimes it takes 20, 30, 40 hits for their life bar to go completely down to zero. While other guns are extremely powerful and manage to take the person out with like maybe 4 or 5 bullets, and then they're dead. And then you go over to their body and you loot for ammo or medical supplies or what have you. So that's another negative thing about the game. Third negative thing I'm going to have to say is the constant frame rate issues that happen, especially when a lot of gunfire is going down. There have been a couple of times where I am in the middle of the game. I'm sitting there looking at a street corner or maybe a shop or something. I'm heading that direction. All of a sudden, there are people suddenly shooting. And I notice that my character goes a lot slower very quickly. And it is kind of annoying. It does happen. But other than that, other than those 3 things I mentioned, the game is solid. I can understand what they were trying to do. I can understand where they were trying to go with it. I just think that they rushed it too quickly. And sorry if you hear my cat in the background. But I think they rushed it so quickly because so many people were sending a message saying, you better not delay this game. You got to release it. We're going to sue you because you didn't release it in time, yada, yada, yada. I think if they had taken another 6 to 8 months and maybe little less, maybe 5 months, let's say, I think that they would have had a perfect game. I think that all the bugs and glitches and everything would have been worked out. And I think we wouldn't be talking about Cyberpunk 2077 being one of the biggest disappointments on PlayStation. It was such a big disappointment that Sony actually removed it from the PlayStation Store and has not put it back up. Now, I have my copy on PS4. I know a lot of people still have their copy. I had actually someone send me a message on Facebook about a week ago asking me if I'd be willing to sell my PlayStation 4 copy because it's one of the like collector's editions or something like that, or definitive editions. And they were wondering if I'd be willing to sell it because it's apparently in a lot of the areas here in the state of Ohio, it's hard to get a copy of the game because a lot of the retailers refuse to carry the PlayStation 4 version of the game. They only have the Xbox version of the game. And I got it for a really good deal, so I'm very happy with the product. I'm very happy with the game itself. Again, there are a lot of glitches, there are a lot of bugs, but a lot of them are not game breaking. It's not like WWE 2K20 where it is literally a glitch fest, 15 minutes in, 10 minutes into a match. The game actually shuts itself down because it cannot do anything else. I have come across that particular thing on WWE 2K20 almost every other match, and I do have a copy of WWE 2K20. It's actually up somewhere around here, but it's best way to describe Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that is a work in progress. It's like Fallout 76. It's getting better as time goes on, but a lot of people are still very not happy with Fallout 76, and I completely agree with that because Fallout 76 is not what we all thought it was going to be. We all thought it was going to be this massive game where, you explore and you can do all this stuff, and it was going to be just such an amazing detailed game, and it ended up being the complete opposite of what people thought it was going to be. It was basically a glitch fest also when it launched. But this is what happens when developers launch games that are not ready. And I keep telling people that, oh, we have to have it. We have to have it. It has to be here before Christmas. It has to be here. Give them time to get games out. Give them time to, okay, we're going to make sure that this is out between this date and this date. And if it gets delayed by 6 months, understand they're trying to fix bugs. They're trying to fix things in the game so it's not broken when it comes out. I can't tell you how many times I got into arguments with people over Cyberpunk 2077 about them, releasing the game, and I got into arguments like, why? Why won't you give them enough time to get whatever they need to get done in the game so they can make it into something really, really cool? And these people that I've talked to, they don't want that. They want the game right now in their hands. They pre-ordered it. They demand, because, God forbid it's, 6 months later and they're not getting their game. Oh my, it's the most horrible thing in the world. Give the developer team time. Give them some little bit of leeway. These people, a lot of these studios in gaming, they work these people 13, 14, even 15 hours a day. Okay, and then they give them a day off, or maybe a half a day off. Then they're back to the grind. They're working again 13, 14, 15 hours. Then again, they get a day off, maybe a half a day off, and they're back to the grind. So you have to give these people some time. Give them a little bit of patience. Show that you want the game, but you want the game to be as perfect as possible. It's not going to be perfect. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 5. That game, when it came out, the first couple of weeks, it was not perfect. There were some glitches. There were some bugs that they had to fix. But it was damn good. And look how popular that game still is. That game came out in 2013, when PlayStation 4 was first launched. And it's still a damn good game. That's because they took, I think it was like 7 or 8 years to work on that game. And before the game even launched, they made sure they got the majority of glitches and bugs figured out. This is why taking your time during game development is the most important factor for any game developer. It doesn't matter if it's a small company, big company, AAA corporation. It doesn't matter. Give them some time to finish the work. They're putting in an amazing experience for you. The least we could do is give them a little time to finish it. I like to say, let them do their jobs so we don't have another WWE 2K20. That's all I'm saying. Because if you played that game, you know how broken and garbage that game is. And I have a copy. I have a copy because, I was hoping against hope that they were going to fix it at some point, and they haven't really done anything with it. But that's my review for Cyberpunk 2077, and I hope you guys liked it. I wanted to do this review as like a face cam thing, so you guys could see my face and, see me in my, shirt and all that fun stuff. So Cyberpunk 27, if I can talk today, Cyberpunk 2077 gets, right now, as its current state, 4 out of 5 stars. Compared to when it first launched, I would have given it a 1 out of 5 stars. So that's the review. Have a good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Until then, I'm Paranormal Video Gamer. Game Ahead Radio episode coming very soon, and I will see you guys on the grind. Bye-bye, everybody.